Welcome to the question of the day. Today's question is from Robert in Tennessee. And Robert asks, what are some things you would say or not say on a call? That is a great question. That's a fun question. So I quickly just jotted down a list in no particular order, right off the top of my head, of things I would say or not say. But I'm sure I am missing a ton of stuff. So this is not a comprehensive list. This is just off the top of my head. I would challenge you, listeners, to comment or shoot me an email of all the things that I miss on this, and maybe we'll make a whole second episode out of this or something. So, all right. What are the things that I would say or not say on a call? First thing comes to mind, anything complicated. Don't make it complicated. Keep it stupid simple, right? So things like terminology, sear, belly, condenser, etc. All these industry terms that we have. Too techie, no checky. So don't say anything complicated, anything that customer has to think about. This also goes for numbers, right? So we do this all day, every day, and there's a lot of numbers that go into it. Simplify your numbers. And I would even say numbers should always have a visual with it, right? You should be drawing this out or demonstrating or have some kind of visual that simplifies these numbers, not just rattling off numbers like you do the terminology. Jumbled info. So too much information or out of order information. There should be a simple way to go over that information. This would come when you don't know it very well, or maybe you know too much and you're trying to include it all, but jumbled up information. Try to keep it very simple. A great salesperson once told me it's not the amount of words that you say, it's the impact that your words have. So, no jumbled info. Long presentations, and especially if you're like reading everything to your customer. I, years ago, was secret shopping a competitor, and I sat down and they were going over their present. It wasn't even the presentation. This was the like how we do business. So they were setting the expectation of how we do business, and they had an iPad with 10 slides. It was the 10 reasons to do business with us. So like I've been working with this person for a minute and we go into the 10 reasons. And so they presented this iPad, holding it up and going through all 10 slides. And each slide took 2 minutes to explain. So 20 minutes. It was like 20 minutes before we got through all 10 slides. And I was like, oh my God, I don't even want to do business with you anymore. And then compounded by the fact I was secret shopping, I wasn't even really doing business. I was like, why did I do this? I just need to leave. So long presentations that you're reading everything to them. This would be seen as like a brag book. A lot of times I see this is how companies misuse a brag book. A brag book can be a wonderful thing, but you want to pinpoint into one specific thing and tell the story to that thing, that story of like why you're awesome, but not read the entire brag book to them. I do see companies do stuff like that. Einstein said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. People don't care how much you know. What they care about is, can you break it down for me? Can you break it into simple terminology for me? When I go visit a company, I often do a graph that I call the know or care graph. And it's a bell curve, and just one little corner there, like maybe 10% of your customers is the customers that know what you're talking about or even care to know what you're talking about. Most of them are not going to know all this stuff, and they don't even care. Most just want you to break it down simply for them. So that's the first thing I would say or not say is anything complicated. Too techie, no checky. The second thing, there's some specific words. These are words I've grown to either love or hate over the years. The first one is the word just. It is the most useless word in the English language. Just. it minimizes whatever you're going to say behind it. You could take the word just out of any sentence, and whatever you're going to say, it still has the same meaning, but it has more impact. Because when you say just, whatever comes next is minimized. Hey, I was just blah, 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 blah. Just say the thing. Say what you're doing, right? So get rid of the word just. Following up is another one. This is mostly like inside sales or like a rehash person that when they call and say, hey, I was just following up. So this is worse because they like package it with the word just. Hey, I was just following up. Oh my God. So I said just, and now I minimized everything behind it, and I'm following up, which is like code for I'm trying to sell you something. A better alternative is to have a reason and eliminate the word just. Hey, this is Chris. We got a new promotion. I wanted to tell you guys about it. I stated exactly why I'm calling. Hey, this is Chris. I know you said to call you on Thursday. However, we have an opening with a discount attached to it. I thought of you guys right away, wanted to make sure you knew about it. Much better. That's a much better. Have a reason and eliminate the word just. Another word I don't like, add. Anytime you say add, you could add this on, add that on. That's salesy. That's code for sales. Like people don't like to be sold to. They don't like add-ons. It's a negative connotation. One that I do like that I would say is take advantage. Do you want to take advantage of that, right? Because the word advantage, think about it. Mentally, do you want to be at an advantage or disadvantage? So if I say, would you like to take advantage of that? Well, of course, everybody wants to be at an advantage. So this would be like, I have a customer and they're looking to eliminate particulates in the air. I would say something like, well, often when I have customers that are looking to eliminate particulates in the air, they often take advantage of an indoor air scrubber. Okay. So I said, I didn't say they add it on, they take advantage of an indoor air scrubber. So that is a great way to put your customers at an advantage. So that's a word I like that I would say quite often. So, and in fact, I integrated that so much into my sales terminology, it started to percolate into my daily life. And I remember one time asking my wife, hey, would you like to take advantage of Taco John's? And she looked at me like, what? What did you just say? And I realized maybe I'm using the word a little too much. So, all right. So those are some specific words, some specific phrases that I would not say or say. This one kind of goes without saying. Politics and religion. Do not talk about politics and religion. Nothing good comes of this. I don't know that I need to go super deep on this one. Don't talk about politics and religion, especially today. And I see it more and more today. It's like, because it's all over the media and we're so divided, like people feel more passionate and they feel like they have to speak their mind or discuss it. And sometimes they even enter into the conversation thinking, oh, well, we're adults. We can have an adult conversation. No, you can't, right? Your goal is to solve their problem. That's it. Go out there and solve their problem. Your goal is not to talk politics or religion. In fact, you should enter with the mindset that your customers should never have any idea where you stand politically. I do that in my coaching. My goal is that anybody I coach, they don't know where I stand politically. I look at facts. I don't talk about politics on my calls. If you don't know exactly where I stand politically, but I lean one way or the other, I'm doing my job right, because I should be neutral. My job is to help you solve your problem, not get into politics. I rode along with a guy in New Jersey one time, and he just couldn't help himself. And we walked into this house, and I'm going to give you an idea of the house, right? So the house was kind of cluttered, but it was cluttered like in a book lover kind of cluttered. Like I got a bookshelf behind me here, and I try to keep it all organized and all there. But like this guy loved books way more than me. He had them all over. He had stacks of them all over his house, right? But if you looked at these books, many of the titles gave an indication of which way he leaned politically, right? It was pretty obvious which way he leaned politically. And the salesperson leaned completely the opposite politically. And he decided, well, hey, we're two adults here. Like, we're friends. We can discuss this. Like, no, No, all it did was raise tensions. And now you've isolated yourself because right, wrong, or indifferent here, they see you as different. They say, I don't like you. They're not going to buy from you. And that shouldn't matter in this case. I'm here to solve your problem, not align politically, right? So I should be completely neutral. Do not talk politics and religion. Too much about yourself. Don't talk too much about yourself. Make your customer the hero. Your customer should be the hero of this story. Talk about them. Ask them open-ended lifestyle questions. Get them talking about themselves. We all love talking about ourselves. Just give them the opportunity to do so. You can sprinkle in little anecdotes here and there of, hey, we're alike in this way. And yeah, I agree with that. And I have kids too. Like all that. You can do all that, but don't make it about you. Very limited on you. Lots of questions because that means you're interested and you want to know more about them. And people like people who want to know more about them. So open-ended lifestyle questions. And it's amazing. It's amazing when you ask these open-ended lifestyle questions, how much you have in common with people. I went to my son. My son had a birthday party. My son is 5 and he had a birthday party and I took him to the birthday party. And that's one of the funniest things to watch is all these parents at a 5-year-old birthday party because they're like not old enough that you can just drop them off and leave. So everybody hangs out, but then it's like this awkward, I don't know any of you other parents, or maybe I kind of know you. I recognize you from dropping kids off at school or something. But me and this dad, we started chatting and going both ways. We asked each other a lot of open-ended lifestyle questions. It was amazing, amazing how much we had in common. And then by the end, we were swapping phone numbers to go play pickleball together. So it's amazing what you have in common when you start asking open-ended questions. And people buy from people like themselves when you have something in common. Except politics. Don't talk about politics. Even if you are aligned, don't talk about politics. I had a salesperson that did this really well. I was on a call with her and we were talking about this exact concept. And I said, hey, are you open for a challenge? And she said, yeah, I'm open for a challenge. And so she was sitting in her car taking our coaching call. She was about to run into a bagel shop. And I said, here's what I want you to do. When you go into the bagel shop, I want you to find somebody, anybody standing in line. And I just want you to start asking them open-ended questions and see where the conversation takes you. And in fact, see how far you can take the conversation, right? So 30 days go by. I'm chomping at the bit to know what happened in this conversation. And so we jump on the call and I say, how did it go? And she said, oh my gosh, you're never going to believe it. So the lady in front of me, I just started asking her questions about her vest. She was wearing like a vest. And one thing led to another. And we were talking about how I'm new in town and I don't know places to go to like eat and for fun. And she was recommending places. She even gave me her phone number in case I had questions about places to go out and eat. She got this lady's phone number. Where was all this when I was a single guy? I knew nothing about open-ended questions and getting to know people. This would have been very helpful for 19-year-old Chris. All right, so don't make it about you. They're the hero of this story. Make it about them through open-ended questions. So say that. Remove versus add something on. Okay, so I would set up my sales options that I'm removing things rather than building upon and adding things. So the mind is wired to have more of a reaction when we're facing losses. So we will take more action to avoid losses than we will take action to gain things. So when I do my presentations, how I would go through them, what I would say would be start with the top option that has all the things. And the rest of the options should be some watered down or scaled down version. So you're removing things as you go. All the things, take away this, take away this, take away this. Those are your options, right? That creates that loss. I'm losing things and I'm more likely as a customer to take action on that versus adding things in. Like if you start with the most basic package and then build upon it, build upon it, build upon it. People don't react as much when they're adding things in is when you're taking things away. So this was Google the prospect theory. Okay, you could read more about that, but people are wired to avoid losses. And so I guess what I would say and not say on a call, I would phrase things in a manner of taking things away versus adding things in. So these were 5 things right off the top of my head of what I would say or not say on a sales call. Comment on social media or shoot me an email. Tell me, what did I miss? I'm excited to hear all the things that you can think of that you would say or not say on a call. Let's make a second episode out of this. That's today's question of the day. If you're enjoying question of the day, follow, share, give a rating. Question of the day is on major streaming platforms. If you have a question, reach out to me on social media or email. Both are going to be listed below in the show description. Let's get your question answered. And if you're a Nexstar member, let's schedule a call. Let's address your situation one-on-one. I'm Coach Chris. We'll see you tomorrow.